The head honcho at Clean Technica, Zachary, he's written an article here on Geely's rise. Geely is a conglomerate. They are a little bit like the Volkswagen Group. They have numerous brands under their umbrella, but they have increased their sales significantly this year, and it comes down to this. They are focused on electric cars. They have EV-only brands. They've got 3 of them. They're about to have 4 EV-only brands. Volvo is one of them. They are, of course, Volvo is perceived to be very much a European brand. Now, it's technically a Chinese-owned brand, but people in Europe don't see it that way. That's why the Volvo EX30 is now the second best-selling electric car in Europe. Now, Chinese car manufacturers are struggling to crack the European car market. They're not really known quantities. So the Geely group has a huge advantage. They now have the Zeekr brand in Europe as well. But there's a big key reason here to what's going on with Geely, to their incredible rise to become one of the 10 largest automakers in the world. And I don't see this stopping. I think Geely will overtake companies like General Motors and Ford and jump in the top 5 biggest car manufacturers by the end of this year. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. And I'm going to share with you an intriguing thing that Zachary said, which I 100% agree with. He has said here, guys, that more than a third of Geely's global vehicle sales are EVs, plug-in vehicles, more than a third. By 2030, they plan on probably being 100% plug-in vehicle sellers by 2030. But it's very likely that Geely will hit 50% plug-ins by the time we're probably looking at around the end of next year. So you can see how Geely is going to disrupt Toyota. It's going to disrupt Japanese automotive companies, and it should. Guys, have a look at, say, for example, one car that Geely make, the Zeekr 009. Have a look at the rivals to the Zeekr 009. Have a look at all of them, every single one of them. If you took the Zeekr 009 to China and put it up against every single competitor, if you took the Zeekr 009 to Japan and put up every single Japanese competitor, whether that's Lexus or Toyota, doesn't matter, it destroys every single one of them in every possible way. It's insane just how much the difference is between the two. You're basically looking at, the Japanese competition, even the European competition to a car like that. They're analog. They're literally analog. You're literally looking at like a Nokia 3310 versus a new iPhone, even an iPhone 15 in comparison to like a Nokia 3310. The gap is so enormous in technology. It's just, I don't think people are really seeing how big the gap is. But when they start to, and they will, that's when you're going to have companies like Geely massively disrupt these really, really comfortable Japanese automakers. These Japanese automakers who are just kind of sitting and making products on brand. They're like, well, we're the brand. We're going to basically be lazy, keep on putting out subpar product, stuff with software that's glitchy and old and, just nowhere near as good. Batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries, that is a joke, but Toyota is still doing that. Even Lexus vehicles still have those batteries. Really, they've just sat and just gotten lazy. And the competition is going to disrupt them in the same way it did to BlackBerry, the same way it did to Kodak, the same way it did to Nokia. Now, we all talk about the disruption of Tesla in China, and there's no doubt Tesla is in a strong battle here. But really, the low-hanging fruit of what's going to happen first, guys, think about it this way. If you're in the forest, you're with like 10 other people, right, and there's a bear chasing you all, the bear's not going to eat the dude in 4th place, is he? If you've got like, a few big chubby dudes at the back, he's going to eat those guys first. Why the hell would he eat the dude who's in 4th place, right? So even if you said Tesla was in 4th place, there's 6 people behind that guy the bear's going to eat before he eats Tesla. That's the way I see it. That's what's really happening here to the Western legacy automotive manufacturers, whether that's General Motors, that's Ford, Japanese automotive industry, the European automotive industry, and Geely is the bear. Geely is going to eat some of these slow, lazy companies alive. Geely had 730,000 vehicle sales in the first quarter of 2024, and it had more than 250,000 plug-in vehicle sales. But with Zeekr, Polestar, Lynk & Co. and Volvo being basically electric car brands, the company is in an intriguing position. Now, keep in mind that Geely also have their own battery technology, which is probably the best lithium iron phosphate. No, not probably. It is the best lithium iron phosphate technology that exists. Tell me what's better than Geely's Golden battery. Now, it sounds ridiculous. Whoever named it should be fired, because I'm guessing that person probably didn't actually have anything to do with making the battery, but the battery is unbelievable. The name does not do it justice. The technology of Geely's Golden battery it's next level. It's insane. 550 kilowatt charging, right? It's lithium iron phosphate. It's got an energy density significantly higher than anything CATL or BYD are manufacturing today. 250 watt hours per kilogram. Yeah, it's insane, right? Now, Zachary says this. There's been a lot of discussion about Chinese automakers being able to freely sell electric vehicles in the USA and Europe or having to pay big tariffs on such imports. However, it has gone under the radar that Volvo Cars and Polestar are effectively Chinese brands now and well embedded in those markets. And same with Lotus. That said, my goodness, Zeekr's vehicles bring a lot to the table and would be nice additions to the EV offerings in those markets. Now, Zeekr is for sale in Europe. Yeah, those cars are currently being sold in Europe already. He says this, I was never a big fan of Polestar vehicles. Guys, I'm not either. I agree, Zachary, I'm with you here. And I think Volvo's EVs are nice, but nothing spectacular. But Zeekr's EVs are about as good as it gets. It'll be interesting to see how well the brand can grow outside of China. I agree with this, guys. And this you can see in the sales of Zeekr EVs. Zeekr EVs have been being ignored. I've been talking about this now for more than 12 months. We should be paying attention because, like Zachary says, I 100% agree. Zeekr is like a premium version of Volvo, but better. I mean, look at the 001 FR. That is basically a Tesla Model S Plaid in a better body style. It looks better. It does. I mean, it's like a wagon, but it's a Plaid wagon. There's only car that I can think to compare it to is the Audi RS6, which, to be honest, is unbelievably slow and tame in comparison to Zeekr's 001 FR. But guys, this is not the technological powerhouse of Zeekr's vehicles right now. I think that comes down to the Zeekr 009, which uses CATL's brand new battery technology, can charge at 550 kilowatt charging speeds. It has unbelievable levels of luxury. We're talking about, probably in my opinion, the most desirable brand, Zeekr. And I'm going to their factory in China in 2 weeks. Guys, apparently I'm going to be able to race some of these cars on a racetrack in China. So I'll let you all know what's going on there in China. I'll take some video with me, of course. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now, here's the thing. In the first quarter of 2023, Geely was 12th in global auto sales. However, what is the reason for Geely's recent rise over the last quarter? Geely Group sales were up 27% year over year. Zeekr's sales more than doubled. So Zeekr is the real growth story here at the Geely brand. Volvo sales grew by 12%. So Zeekr more than doubles, Volvo grows by about 12%. And who is the real brand driving this growth? Well, I think it's pretty clear who that is. Let me know what you think about the company. Do you agree with me? Let me know if you agree or disagree. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.